This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel. And today I want to get to something from yesterday. Obviously, the skills competition has come and gone, and now, I can get back to posting some Oilers content here. Not related to skills competition, because instead I went out for lunch and took care of myself and had a very good lunch. Anyway, that said, let's get to it, guys. Those practice lines from yesterday, maybe that breath of fresh air we're looking for. No matter how you cut it, though, this lineup is still stale. And then, save for around 11 o'clock this morning when Kailer Yamamoto and William Lagesson were recalled from the Bakersfield Condors, California, to come up and hopefully provide that spark this lineup so desperately needs. So shall we get to it? It's as easy as this. These here were the practice lines the other day. Yesterday. It was Neil McDavid Kazian, Kara RNH Gagne, which we should have very clearly gotten a hint as to who we were calling up ahead of this call-up of Yamamoto when you saw Gagne on that second line right wing. That should have been the hint, I think. I think that was the hint dropped that none of us got. Nygaard, Draisaitl, Chiasson, Sheehan, Haas, Patrick Russell. So that's kind of what we've got going there for lines. Now Archibald wasn't on the ice, so again, probably Archibald on that line with Haas and Sheehan. Now the defense, Clef Bombert, Jones Larson, Nurse Chris Russell, and then Matt Benning. So interesting go there as well. So for the Oilers, you know what? I took some time. I decided, you know what? Maybe I should try and mock something up here and see if I can get where I'm trying to communicate what I think the Oilers need to do to be a little bit more successful to you guys. And I always talk about the power play, right? I'm always saying we need two power play units. Well, let's get to it, shall we? Let's look at my lines here. Neil, McDavid, Kazian. I agree. You know what? That's an alright first line. I'm not going to complain too much. Obviously, Connor McDavid then runs the defensive load, but so what? He's an elite centerman in the NHL. He kind of needs to do that. That's kind of the thing. And anybody saying that Connor McDavid doesn't need to play defense, that is a mistake. Sidney Crosby plays defense. Patrice Bergeron plays defense. Anze Kopitar plays defense. Right? All these great centers. Name them one after the other. Even Elias Pettersson knows how to play defense. So, the second line, it's kind of where I take a different take on this one here, is the fact that, you know what, I really want to see Nygaard succeed with RNH. That's, at the end of the day, it all comes down to that. I want to see Nygaard succeed with RNH because we signed Nygaard to be a top six forward. That's where he slotted in immediately out of camp. Well, guess what? He needs to slot in there. We need to give this guy a chance because it's just repeated. Everybody's so worried about wasting the years of McDavid, wasting the years of Draisaitl. I'm sorry. The Oilers have wasted a lot more people's time than just Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, and that starts with a guy like Joakim Nygaard and a guy like Gaetan Oss, alright? You can't just keep bringing these guys in, wasting their time, and then having them go back to Europe. At some point, we got to stop that stupid trend, and hopefully it's here. That's what I'm saying. And so you've got Nygaard, Nugent Hopkins, and Yamamoto on that second line. Obviously, I really like this second line because, speed kills, right? Yamamoto speedy, Nygaard wins the fastest skater at the skills competition, and you know what? Nugent Hopkins, guys, he can be the trigger man. You have Nygaard, and you have Nugent Hopkins as the trigger man on this second line, and you just let Yamamoto be himself. Get to the greasy area, dig the puck out, do what he does, get penalties drawn, whatever he has to do. You could definitely solidify quite something out of Kailer Yamamoto on that second line. Give him a chance to succeed for the first real time in his career where it's not just you're the solution, kid. No, this is give him a chance to succeed because you've got everything else built the correct way. Jujhar Khaira, Leon Draisaitl, Alex Chiasson. We know Draisaitl likes playing with Chiasson. It's worked in the past. It works on the power play. It works everywhere else. Give it another shot. Jujhar Khaira on that line. Obviously, guys, we love when Jujhar shoots the puck. Draisaitl likes to pass the puck. 1 + 1 = 2 and a goal. So hopefully that's kind of the theory I'd be rolling right there, rolling that as a third line, second line combo. In fact, realistically, However you look at this, you could roll these top three lines equal ice time and probably have them all be just as effective as the other 5-on-5 if you afford them the right matchups and the right situations. And that's the big coaching problem is Dave Tippett has to coach correctly to the situation. Now Gaetan Oss, Riley Sheehan, Josh Archibald, it's a fourth line. There you go. That's a fourth line, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Archibald, Riley Sheehan, great fourth line players for this Oilers team. And of course, Gaetan Oss, guys, look at this way. Josh Archibald, Sheehan can go on the rush. Gaetan Oss knows how to carry a puck, knows how to get to the net, knows how to get down low. He knows how to be physical. He knows what he has to do to succeed in the NHL. You put that all together on a fourth line, why not give it a try and see what happens? This is the first time I've ever done this kind of like configuration, but there's a reason I'm doing this. Is like I said, I've been trying to hammer home some points lately that just need a visual, and this is the visual. Now, the defense, as I said, stale is as stale does. Well, no, actually, it's risky business as risky business does. Stale Oilers make stupid mistakes. Defensively, I like what Tippett was thinking by switching things up. Now, that said, we bring in Legis into this mess, and that's where it gets complicated, is you need to do something to trade him around, and again, you're kind of hands are tied on the defensive pairings as they are right now with Adam Larson and Darnell Nurse both still back there because you can't put them together. Guys, that is grade A nuclear catastrophe if you put Darnell Nurse and Adam Larson together. We know that all too well. Oscar Klefbom, Ethan Bear is the top pair. I agree. You know what? Let's go. Dave, that's no right pair. Because you know what? If Bear makes a mistake, Klefbom can bail him out. That's the thing. That's what Darnell Nurse can't do because Darnell Nurse is too busy making his own mistakes. And that's cost us a lot of goals lately. Chris Russell, Adam Larson. Guys, if that's not a second shutdown, steady pair as I've seen all year for the Oilers, I don't know what is. Chris Russell and Adam Larson, guys, you're talking about two guys who go to work down low, shut the game down, and try to get the puck north-south. Well, you know what? We got the forwards. If they need a little bit more help, we can do that for them, right? Haas on the fourth line. You've got Draisaitl on the third line. Nuge and Nygaard and Kailer Yamamoto on the first line. Neal can make that breakout bumper pass. You've got Connor McDavid. Zach Kassian's been really good at carrying and bumping that pass up. And so there's options if you need that bumper pass on that second pairing. And then Darnell Nurse and William Legason. The reason I've got this as a D pair with Caleb Jones sitting seventh is because this is what I would like to be rolling out there next game against the New York Rangers. Because here you go. You don't want to be sitting William Legason after calling him up. I know, okay, yeah, you know what? He's a seventh defenseman. It's just a placeholder. At some point, the guy's got to make his NHL debut, and it has to be this game against the New York Rangers. Figure it out. Find out what you've got. That way you can make your decision between the three RFA defenders, what you're going to do. I guess Darnell Nurse technically an RFA defender as well, but you have to make your decision. What are you going to do with Jones, Bear, and Legason once Benning's back? And if you don't test Legason, it's Legason back to the AHL, and all you did is take him away from playing tonight, playing on New Year's Eve with the Condors, and just basically wasting his time. And again, back to my points about Haas and Nygaard, the Oilers do that enough with other guys. We don't need to do it with another guy. Obviously, Koskinen starting Mike Smith in the backup position. You see the injured reserve, the LTIR, it all makes sense. It's season opening IR for Ryan Mantha, technically speaking, but just to make everything make sense, he has to be where he is. Draisaitl, McDavid, Kailer Yamamoto on my top power play unit. Guys, here's what I've been preaching for the longest while, right? I've been preaching change up the power play units, run them 45, 30, 45. It makes sense. It works, right? 45 for the top guys, 30 for the second unit to try and build off that momentum, and then 45 seconds with the top unit to close it out. That's a smart way to do it. You're giving them a half-minute break. If you don't want to do it that way, 45, 45, 30 for the top unit, and that's fine. As long as we're not playing them the full 2.5 or 2 minutes or for a minute and a half extended straight. That's what's costing us goals against, and we need to get smart. That said, we need that second unit to be built to do that, so Yamamoto allows us to build that second unit. You can have Yamamoto, McDavid, Haas, Draisaitl, and Klefbom. And then that second unit, this is open to debate. I'm fine with debating it here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you worry. Neil, Nugent Hopkins, Chiasson, if you want to throw Kazian on there, go ahead. If you want to do something else, go ahead. If you want to throw Nygaard on there, go ahead. If you want to throw, I don't know, Josh Archibald on there, throw him on there. It's the second unit. The Chiasson spot, I know that's the weak link on that second unit. Make a choice. Find somebody there. Stick with it. Let them roll. Let them score goals. Nurse, Bear on the back end. That's just something obvious we've been asking for. And I know somebody's going to be asking, why wouldn't you have Bear on that top power play unit? Because guys, you're not running that top power play unit out there all that time. So you actually are able to use Bear effectively for 45 minutes or 45 seconds on the power play instead of this 10 seconds, 20 seconds bullcrap ice time he gets on the power play in his own zone after the top line's gone for a change because the puck went back to their own zone for the sixth time. That's what I'm saying is, you know what? If you deploy the power plays right, it doesn't have to be 1-2. It can be 1A, 1B if you do it right. And that's why you've got Nuge and Neil and Nurse and Bear leading that unit with that fifth man open for debate. The power play open for debate on that second unit. The penalty kill, really not open for debate. This is pretty simple as simple does. As you know what, that better spot on that second power play or penalty kill unit, that spinning spot, right now Bear's there because he's a right-hand shot. That's all it comes down to. Once Bear's over there and Benning's back, suddenly we start talking a lot differently. But guys, you get where I'm going, right? It's as simple as this. There's a lot of ways to change things up and stop this stale, useless effort we've been putting forward this month of December going into January. And that is my idea of how to do it. Now I invite you, what I want you to do is go to Cap Friendly, go to the interactive section, hit Armchair GM, build your lines, build your roster, send me the link on Twitter, or simply just send me a screenshot like I have. Whatever, just I want to see what you guys are kind of thinking. Now, I didn't do any AHL call-up send-downs because, guys, we're not sitting here solving the world's problems on December 31st. Because guess what? Didn't work for Chiarelli. It's not going to work for anyone else, let me tell you. Not that Chiarelli was good, but it just, you don't solve the world's problems on December 31st. It just never happens. Guys, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. I will catch you, as always, in the next one.